Hello everyone, and welcome to this very first EleWebDev. I'm so nervous, can't get my words out. Ooh-wee, Elementor WordPress development tutorial. So let's get started in saying hello and who this channel is for and who it's not for. So this channel is dedicated to beginners and intermediates of the Elementor page builder for WordPress. So if you don't know what that is, or you've kind of heard about it and you want to learn more, hey, stick around. But if you are a seasoned Elementor person, or you're just a fan and want to stick around, please do stick around. But if you know how to use Elementor and have used it for, I don't know, 3 years, and you've either worked for an agency or you are your own agency and you build websites with Elementor with clients all around the world, well, I teach basics, baby basics, to people who are just learning this software. So it may not be for you. And so you're like, what does EleWebDev stand for? Well, EleWebDev stands for Elementor Website Development. And so since you can't use Elementor in your domain name, I had to concatenate it. And so, hey, smart girl. That's how I designated my YouTube channel and my domain name and everything. In fact, I've got a website with the same name, which is EleWebDev.com right here, EleWebDev.com. Looky there. And this channel, it has 3 different shows on it. 3, count them, 1, 2, 3. We've got tutorials, which I'm doing today. We've got a build it session where you just relax, sit back and watch me build something and take notes along the way. And then we've got a chat session where it's laid back. You can ask questions all the time. Bring up a topic and we'll go somewhere with it. We'll do app reviews. We will do, we'll talk about WordPress. We'll talk about Elementor, things that have been released and new features and all that kind of wonderful and lovely stuff. So you're probably wondering, what's today's topic? Well, today's topic, if I could find the button, there it is about LocalWP. And you're like, LocalWP, what are we talking about? LocalWP is a piece of software that enables you to allow WordPress and Elementor, basically WordPress, to work on your computer where you don't have to spend a dime on web hosting providers, such as, your web host provider here. Just name any of them. You don't need them when you have LocalWP. Now, LocalWP is a piece of software, and it's out on the internet, and it's called LocalWP.com. So let me get my trusty circle here and zoom in on the address, which is LocalWP.com. So it is available for Windows and Mac and probably Linux. And you download the software, where right here is our download button. It is free, F-R-E-E. It is absolutely free for you to download. And see, here's what's the wonderful thing. I teach the basics of Elementor, so you don't have to spend a dime. Why? LocalWP is free. WordPress is free. And Elementor has a free version. So if you're wanting to learn the core of Elementor, well, you got the right channel, because I'll be teaching you all the basics of how to do this. So first step is, number 1, download LocalWP. It's so easy. I'll go through some preferences, and that's what I'm going to do today, is I'm going to go through the preferences of LocalWP. And there will be times when in this tutorial, when I start talking about geeky features. So when you see this, Geek Time, and you see the little geek in the top left corner over there, top left corner, right corner, I have dyslexia. But anytime you see the little nerd in the corner, that means I'm talking about a highly advanced subject that you may or may not want to pay attention to. Some people don't care. They want the basics and they want to get things easy and over and done with. So whenever the little geek is in the corner, that means I'm talking about things you possibly could just ignore because they may not pertain to you. So that's about geek time. So once you've downloaded and installed LocalWP, here's a little added extra piece of knowledge for your brain bucket. You do not, and I repeat, you do not have to have excuse me, let me just get my words together here. My brain thinks faster than the words can get out of my mouth. So there are 2 web hosting providers that work with LocalWP. You do not, I repeat, you do not have to have these web hosting providers in order to use local. Now, these 2 web hosting providers are Flywheel and WP Engine that work with LocalWP. You do not have to have them. If you want to have the extra added whiz-bang features that are inside of LocalWP, work with a web hosting provider of the 2 which I just named, Flywheel and WP Engine, go for it. Just have fun. But just know you're going to be spending a primo penny on web hosting in order to have those whiz-bang features. So just know you don't have to, you do not have to create an account. So let's go back to LocalWP's website right here, this button right here that says create an account. You don't, if you want to use the plugins that are inside of LocalWP, there's a backup feature and some other extra added features. You don't have to. You don't have to. You do not have to create an account. I just want to make that perfectly clear before we move on to our topic today, which is how to set up LocalWP. So let me get my screen ready for LocalWP. And so I have opened LocalWP, and this is as big as it gets. So let me just clear this off so it doesn't bother me. Okay, and we're back. There's so many I got 2 screens and a sidecar iPad working on me. So yeah, this is all new. So eventually all this technology will be a very oiled machine. So here we are. I've opened LocalWP, and right here, let me get my trusty pointer out. These 3 sites, local sites that I have built, are not going to be here when you install the software for the first time. So what you'll probably see is a big green button right here that says create a site, start a site, something to that effect. It's going to be a green button in the center. Once you do install a site, which we'll go through the process here today, your sites will show up here in your local sites. Now, they are separate installations. Each one of them has a brand new, fresh installed copy of WordPress. And so why don't we just go ahead and do that right now? We're going to start a site. So I'm going to use this button right down here, or you can use the green button once you install the software, because there's not going to be anything over here. So I'm just going, this button will still be here. So we're going to add a local site. Now, what is your site's name? So I'm just going to call this a test site. Hold on just a second. Let me get back out of here real quick. Test site 2, this is going to be test site 3. So test site 3. Y'all, this is a very, very quick and easy. I'm going to just do it as quick and easy as possible where you don't have to worry about a whole lot except one feature. But here we go. We're going to start this process. We're going to continue with test site 3. Again, you're installing the software locally to your computer. You don't really need to worry about a whole lot. The preferred is perfectly okay. Here we go. Here's some nerd information. So I'm going to put the nerd up there. PHP 7.4.1 is a I wouldn't say bleeding edge, but it is the most current version of PHP that most web hosting providers use. So that's great. The web server is Nginx, nerd information. There are two types of servers, Nginx and Apache. For our purposes on this computer, this is fine. And the MySQL version 8.0.16, perfectly fine. That's the standard market version of MySQL. So again, we really don't need, take the nerd off the screen. Ending of the nerd information. We don't need to worry about this. We're just going to hit continue. Now, here is vital information. This is very important. What you're getting ready to set up right now is the username and password to log in to the admin section of your WordPress website. Now, you want to make these usernames and passwords something you can remember, but again, you need security. So they need to be something like an email address. So I'll put info@EleWebDev.com. And the password I will put in as, let's see. Okay. And, this is important right here, this WordPress email. Should you have a problem, forget your password, and need an email reminder, this is very important. There is going to be something else here. It's not going to be your email address. It's going to be like a filler-in website address, email address. Please change this. And I'm going to show you in the preferences, should you build another site, how to set this address. All right. So we're going to add the site. Oh, here, advanced options. Totally skip it. You don't need to worry about it. I don't even use, is this a WordPress multi-site? No, it's not. So skip the advanced options. I'm not even going to go into what multi-site is. Let your fingers do the walking in Google and ask Google, what is a WordPress multi-site? There's the information. So I'm going to add the site. And bada bing, bada boom, it's downloading a copy of WordPress. Now, you may get this on Macintosh. I'm a Macintosh person. This may happen on Windows as well. And we're going to put our local computer password. I hope I typed it right. Yes. And it's downloading and installing WordPress into this mini server piece of software that will allow WordPress to run. In all intents and purposes, you're done. You're done. You're ready to go. That was, hey, press the easy button. That was easy, wasn't it? Okay, so test site 3, it has a green button and it has stop site. That means the site is running with the little green dot. The stop site is if you need to stop it for some reason. So what we're going to do right now, again, for newbies, an easy button, you're done, except for one thing in the preferences. How do you change your email address so that it shows up every time when you create a new site? Because otherwise you're going to forget that email thing and you'll get a nonsensical email address. Okay, so we're going to go up here to local and go to preferences. Go to the preferences of LocalWP. And we're going to go to new site defaults. There we go. Appearance and behaviors. You can have a light theme. You can have a dark theme. Blah, blah, blah. I will come back and talk geekily about the magic sync right here just for a second. But we're going to go to the new site defaults. Environment is preferred. The one that was at the beginning, preferred, or something else. Preferred is perfectly fine for the newbies. Admin email. You want to change this email address to something that you can retrieve should you forget your password. It's going to auto send you a email reset or reminder or something. I think it's a reset. And for the geeks, here is where it is locally on your computer. There is a folder it creates. Now this is for Mac. Again, I am a Mac gal. You can browse and put it somewhere else, but I like where it is, so I'm going to keep it there. In all intents and purposes, we are done. We don't need to worry about exporting advanced blueprints. In fact, I'm not even going to go through it unless somebody out there asks. But for newbie beginners, we're done. So I'm going to close this preferences panel. We're going to get back to here. And here is one more extra added, make it easy for me, is right here. Let me just show this on the screen because it's very important. One-click admin. As of right now, let me just scoot over, it is off. We want this on. Why? I'll show you why. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn it on and show you how easy this is. So one-click admin, we're going to come to the off and we're going to turn it on. Okay? Now, what it does is it goes out, it seeks the admin username, who is an administrative role, and usually the first person you register is an admin. So info was my username, my email address was my username, and so now we're just going to go to the admin button to go to the back end of WordPress. It's going to start up a browser, and bada bing, here we are. We are ready to go. We have our install of Test Site 3. We've got the downloaded most current version of WordPress. It is a blank, fresh install to do whatever you need to do. Boom, that's it. That's the easy button right there. I mean, I'm sure it takes, download the software, install it, spin up a site. We're talking like maybe 5 minutes, maybe at best. So that's why I love LocalWP, because it's so easy to install and so easy to get your site up and running. So we will stop here today, and we will come back and learn how to set up your WordPress, get all the WordPress basics in there. Because again, we're starting from scratch. We're learning how to do this because I cater to beginners and intermediates. So yes, that's how easy, just skip through a whole lot of stuff, admin, advanced things you don't need to know about with LocalWP, and in less than 5 minutes, you're up and running. So follow me again. I will be here next week on Thursday at between 3 and 5 o'clock. So check my YouTube channel to know when I've scheduled the time. Today was 5 o'clock because I thought I had an appointment at 3 o'clock, but I didn't. So I just kept the time at 5 o'clock. So I hope to see you again. And again, my channel is EleWebDev.com, where I have 3 different shows: tutorials, build it, and chat. Once I get some viewers out there and get my videos running on YouTube, I will have an audience where I can do some chats and interact with you and answer your questions. So thanks so much for learning today with LocalWP. It's easy. So I will see you later.